Welcome to Everyday English Studio. I'm April.
And I'm Mike. We are so glad you are joining us today.
This is a podcast for English beginners. Here, we learn simple and useful English for everyday life.
Please follow or subscribe to Everyday English Studio to learn more every week.
It really helps us connect with you. Today, we're diving into emergency exits and handling airport stranding during a crisis.
Yeah, and I'm so glad we are doing this deep dive today. I mean, traveling is wonderful, right? You get to see new places, try amazing food, and, well, meet lovely people.
Absolutely.
But if I am honest, I sometimes feel very worried before a big trip. I always think, what happens to you if you're traveling and a sudden crisis breaks out?
Right. That is a very valid concern.
Like what if a natural disaster hits or a big protest starts, or even a war begins while you are far from home? The airport is chaotic, you do not speak the local language, you only know a little English. Honestly, it is very scary to think about.
It is. That is a very normal fear to have. It can be absolutely terrifying to be far from home in an emergency. When people are scared, their brains often freeze. They forget the words they studied.
Yes, exactly. I worry I will forget all my grammar.
But please, take a deep breath. In this deep dive, we will give you the exact English words you need to stay safe. You will learn how to handle these situations calmly. We will look at real tools and simple phrases to protect you.
That is a big relief. Because in a scary situation, when the alarm sounds, I know my mind will go completely blank.
That happens to everyone. And here's the most important rule for you to remember today. In an emergency, do not worry about perfect grammar.
Really?
Really, grammar does not save your life. You need something we call functional clarity.
Functional clarity. That sounds a bit technical. What does it actually mean for a beginner listener?
It means using short, direct, and polite sentences. You do not need long, beautiful sentences. You just need the airport staff to understand exactly what you need.
Oh, I see. Short and clear.
Right. That is how you get fast results. Airport staff will be extremely stressed during a crisis. Short and clear English is the best English.
Well, let's picture the scene then. A sudden crisis happens. Maybe an earthquake. Maybe a political protest. The airport becomes chaotic. People are running. Everyone is panicking and pushing. How should you act when everyone else is losing their minds?
The first rule is my pro tip. You must be urgent but calm.
Urgent but calm.
Yes. Shouting at the staff does not help you. If you shout, they will ignore you. Or worse, they will call security. You want to get their attention politely, but firmly.
But wait, what if 50 other people are also yelling at the staff? How do I stand out without yelling?
That is a great question. Think about the psychology of the airport worker. They are surrounded by angry, screaming people. If you walk up to them, look them in the eye, and speak in a calm, clear voice, you become a relief to them. They will want to help you.
Oh, because you are not making their job harder.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. So how do we say that politely in English? What is the phrase to use?
Say this exact phrase. I have an emergency situation. Please help me. Let's repeat that slowly for you to practice. I have an emergency situation. Please help me.
I have an emergency situation. Please help me. That is very clear. It is serious, but it is not aggressive.
Yes. In our sources, we read about a famous event in 2010. A massive volcano erupted in Iceland.
Oh, I remember that.
Millions of people were stuck in airports across Europe for days. The travelers who got help first were the ones who clearly stated their needs. They asked for clear evacuation options.
That volcano was crazy. The sky was full of ash. Which leads to my next question. What if there is no airplane outside? People get very angry. They yell, "Why no plane?"
Yes, that is another big mistake. Yelling, "Why no plane?" sounds very demanding and rude. The staff did not hide the airplane on purpose.
So how do we ask about the airplane without sounding rude?
You should ask, what is the security status of the flight?
What is the security status of the flight? That sounds much more professional. It shows you understand there was a real problem outside.
Exactly. Now let's look at phase 1 of our survival guide. You are at the airline counter.
Okay, I am imagining looking up at the big electronic screen in the terminal. I see a flashing red sign. It says canceled. It says the reason is unforeseen circumstances or security reasons. My heart would be beating so fast.
Do not panic. Let's define these key terms so you are prepared. First, canceled or grounded. This simply means the plane will not fly. It is stuck on the ground. It is not moving today.
Got it. Canceled or grounded means no flying. But what if the government sends help? I often see the words evacuation flight or airlift in the news. What do those mean?
An evacuation flight is special transportation. It is organized specifically to get you out of danger. It is not a normal vacation flight.
And an airlift.
An airlift is a larger operation. That is when a government uses many aircraft, sometimes military aircraft, to move thousands of people to safety quickly.
And what is a transit visa? I see that word a lot when I look at international travel rules.
A transit visa is temporary permission from the country you are in. It allows you to stay in the airport, or sometimes the city, for a short time while you wait for your next flight.
Oh, okay.
During a crisis, countries sometimes change their transit visa rules to help stranded people.
Okay, I understand the vocabulary now. Let's practice using it. Let's do a simulation, a real-world role play.
That's good.
I will play the worried, stranded passenger. You will play the calm airline agent. I'm going to use 4 exact essential phrases we found in our sources, but I'm going to pretend the situation is a little difficult.
I am ready. I am sitting behind the desk. Walk up to the counter.
Excuse me. I have an emergency situation. Please help me. My flight is canceled. What are my options to get home?
I'm sorry, miss. All commercial flights are grounded right now due to the security situation outside the airport.
Is there an evacuation flight scheduled?
Not at this moment. We are waiting for updates from the local government. Currently, every single flight out of this airport is completely full for the next 3 days.
Oh, no. I understand it is difficult, but can you put me on the next available flight to any safe city, even if it is not my home country?
Let me check my computer. I can put you on a wait list for a flight to a nearby safe country, but it might take 24 hours before a seat opens up.
Thank you. Please put me on that wait list. I am stranded here. Does the airline provide a hotel or food vouchers?
Yes, I can print a food voucher for a hot meal inside the terminal. But we cannot offer hotel rooms right now because the roads outside the airport are closed by the police. It is not safe to leave the building.
Thank you for your help. I will wait in the terminal.
Let's stop the role play there. How did that feel?
It felt scary, but good. Even when you told me the flights were full, I did not panic. I just kept asking for my options.
You did perfectly.
Yeah.
Notice how you used short, polite questions. You pushed back gently. When I said flights were full, you asked to go to any safe city. You did not argue with me.
I just used the phrases. What are my options to get home? Is there an evacuation flight scheduled? Can you put me on the next available flight to any safe city? And I am stranded here. Does the airline provide hotel or food vouchers?
That is functional clarity in action. You use the exact right phrases to get my attention, show you are calm, and get real answers.
But what if the airline cannot help me at all? What if they close the desk and leave? What if the airport itself becomes dangerous? Who is my lifeline then?
If the airline cannot help, you move to phase 2. You must contact your embassy. Your government representative, the consulate, or the embassy is your lifeline. They are there to help citizens in trouble.
That makes me feel much better. But what phrases should you use when you call the embassy? They must be answering hundreds of phone calls. How do I get straight to the point?
First, tell them exactly who you are and your nationality. Say, I am a citizen, I need help. For example, I am a Japanese citizen, I need help. Or, I am a Brazilian citizen, I need help.
I am a citizen, I need help. Then what do I say?
Tell them exactly where you are and ask for advice. Say, I am at the airport, is it safe to stay here?
I am at the airport, is it safe to stay here? I suppose the embassy will know more about the danger outside the airport than I do.
Exactly. They have direct communication with local authorities. Then, ask about rescue plans. Say, is there a government-led evacuation plan?
Is there a government-led evacuation plan?
Yes. And if things are really chaotic, maybe you were running and you dropped your bag. Maybe you lost your identification. You need to say, I have lost my passport. Can I get an emergency travel document?
I have lost my passport. Can I get an emergency travel document? Losing a passport is my worst nightmare. I would probably start crying.
Yeah.
But it is so good to know they can give you a temporary piece of paper to allow you to fly home.
Yes, they can print an emergency document for you. Now, I want to share a very important tool. If you are traveling to or from the United States, or even if you just want a great example of how governments help travelers, you should know about the STEP program. Many countries have a system just like this.
The STEP program, what does that stand for?
It stands for the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. We read about this in the source from the U.S. State Department. It is a completely free service.
Free is always good. What does it actually do?
It sends you email updates and alerts from the embassy. It is designed for tourists, business travelers, students studying abroad, and people living in other countries. When you sign up before your trip, the local embassy knows you are visiting their country.
So if a crisis happens, the embassy already knows where I am.
Exactly. They will send you different kinds of critical alerts directly to your phone or email. You can get security alerts about dangerous areas, demonstration alerts about large protests, and health alerts. They even send weather or natural disaster alerts and updates on general travel safety.
How do you use it? Is
Yeah.
it hard to set up? I'm not very good with computers.
It is very simple. You go to their website and create a free account, or use a guest subscription. You type in the city you are visiting and how long you will stay. That is it. Then you receive the alerts.
But is it safe to give the government my travel information? Will they share my data with other companies to sell me things?
Your information is very safe. There are strict privacy laws protecting you, like the Privacy Act. It is a voluntary program, meaning you choose to join. They only use your information to help you in an emergency. They will not sell your data. It is a very smart thing to do before you travel anywhere in the world.
Okay, so I have talked to the airline, I have emailed the embassy. But what if they both tell me I just have to wait? Now we are entering phase 3 and phase 4. Survival logistics and dealing with authorities. This is the part that scares me the most. I am stuck in the terminal for maybe 24 to 48 hours. How do I survive? Where do I start?
You need to meet your basic human needs first. Let's learn the vocabulary for survival inside an airport terminal. First, charging station. This is a place where you can plug in your phone to get battery power.
A dead phone is so dangerous in a crisis. You cannot look at maps or read emails from the embassy. You also need a power bank, right? A portable battery you carry in your bag.
Yes, a power bank is absolutely essential. Always travel with one. Next is safe zone or shelter. This is a secure, protected area inside the airport. And finally, supplies. This means things to keep you alive, like water, food, and blankets.
How do I ask for these things? The airport is huge, there are thousands of people, and I do not know where to go.
You use simple, direct questions with anyone who looks like staff. Let's practice. To find electricity, you ask, where is the nearest charging station? I need to keep my phone alive.
Where is the nearest charging station? I need to keep my phone alive. What about finding a place to rest? I cannot stand up for 2 days.
You ask, is there a safe place to sleep inside the terminal?
Is there a safe place to sleep inside the terminal? And for basic supplies.
Say, where can I find clean drinking water? And to connect with the outside world, you ask, is the Wi-Fi working? I need to contact my family.
Is the Wi-Fi working? I need to contact my family. That is so important. My family will be watching the news and they will be terribly worried about me. Wow. We have covered so much critical information today in this deep dive. I have to say, I feel so much less worried now. Having the exact right words gives you so much confidence.
That is the entire goal of our show. Let's review the core lessons quickly. Always use simple, polite English. Remember functional clarity. Keep your sentences short. Stay calm. Do not shout at the staff. And do not be afraid to ask for help from the airline or from your embassy.
This has been incredibly helpful. It makes me feel like I can handle anything travel throws at me.
Before we finish this deep dive into our sources today, we want to leave you with a final provocative thought, a scenario for you to mull over.
Okay, I am ready. What is the scenario?
Imagine you only have 5% battery left on your power bank, the airport Wi-Fi has completely stopped working, and you cannot contact your family. Which one of the emergency phrases you learned today will you write down on a piece of paper right now, just in case you need to hold it up to a soldier to save your life?
Oh, that gave me goosebumps. This is a very serious question to think about. I'm going to write down my phrase in my notebook right now. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive today. We want you to enjoy traveling safely, bravely, and with total confidence.
Stay safe out there. Keep studying, remember your functional clarity, and keep practicing your English. We will be here to help you every step of the way.